the dead and for the alive.
That is funeral. I'm Avis.
I'm Linda.
I'm Yolanda.
I'm Charlene.
Today
We are
going to
Introduce you.
Taiwanese traditional funeral culture.
How do you think about the Taiwanese traditional funeral culture? Taiwanese traditional funeral cultures are quite different from the Western world. The reason is that Taiwanese people believe that the dead people will go underground to be judged whether you are good or not, and decided what you will be in the next life. Therefore, the living people will do something for the good people to show their love and their respect and hope to help them to successfully pass the judgment. And this is the process of the general funeral process. The first one is arrange for the body, and the second one is the ceremony, and the third one is the funeral. The fourth one is burying the body. And then I'm going to talk about the detail about the funeral process. For the first one, is arrange for the body. According to the traditional rules, we should put the dead people in the lobbies, and the most important detail is that the men should be put in left side and women should be put in right side. Hands should be put inside and foot inside. In addition, they should be put in the icebox, Bingkui, otherwise they will have the bad smell. The second process is we have to change the mourning clothes. Because our closest family members died, we have to show our sadness and respect to them. Therefore, we have to change the black or white clothes to show our respect to them. The third process is erect and situate them.
Taiwanese believe that in these 49 days, that person will transmigrate to the next life. So they spend this day to mourn that person and by worship and keep the vigil beside the coffin. But nowadays, most people think 49 days are too long, so they would just do the first 7 night instead of the 49. And the next one is to seal up the coffin. Taiwanese would like to see that person for the last time, and then they will seal up the coffin by driving a nail into the coffin. In Taiwanese traditional funeral culture, if your father died, then his coffin will be sealed up by the brothers of your father. But if your mother died, then her coffin will also be sealed up by her brother of your mother. In tradition, women are not allowed to do this action. And then later, after she sealed up the coffin, the dead body will be sent to bury or cremation. In tradition, most Taiwanese believe it is to bury is the best way to arrange for the body. People can pretend that person is not dead, just lying there and just fall asleep. But because Taiwan is too small, there is no place to bury anymore. So more and more people will choose to have a cremation and put the bone ash into the bone tower. And then Charlene and Yolanda will tell you some culture of the funeral.
Hi, my turn. Now I'm going to introduce you some traditional culture which is much special one. The first one is that when you are in funeral, you cannot sit down when you are eating. Because in Taiwanese, people we have in Taiwan will have meals, sit around the round table to have meal. In Chinese, this means 团圆. But funeral means that someone's died, and this was not a happy thing, but sad. So, would you sit around and talk happily with your family to have a good meal with someone dying in your house? No, right? So, remember, when you are in funeral, never sit down on the chair to have a meal with your family around the tables. And the second one is pass wrapped paper on your neighbor's door to ward off evils. When someone died, you have to prepare a paper in funeral. When someone died, you have to prepare a paper the color of a rat and put this wrapped paper stick in front of the neighbor's door. Maybe you will ask why we have to prepare a wrapped paper stick in front of the door. I'm sure you know about the purpose of sticking the wrapped paper in front of the neighbor's door. Because in ancient Chinese times that the transformation is still undeveloped, people often feel contact with their relatives. So when someone died in their home, most of the relatives didn't quite know about where the funeral house is. So they can find the clue of the wrapped paper stick on front nearby the neighbor to find out what the real one funeral house is. So this is in Chinese means 切红, 区分吉跟凶. And until now, it become a symbol to avoid the evil things. And the last one, we would like the beautiful Yolanda to introduce you.
Thank you, Charlie. And now I will introduce you the third culture of Taiwanese traditional funeral culture. And the third one is, in the ceremony, you will usually put some food or fruit on the table to pray for those who go first. Because Taiwanese people think when people die, they will go to the underworld. And the people who are alive should prepare some fruit to let them eat in the underworld. But did you guys know there's some fruits that we cannot put on the table? And that is pear, pineapple, and sugar apple. I think you guys don't know what sugar apple is. That is this one, 4条4家, called sugar apple. And why we could not put these three fruits on the table? Let me tell you. First is pear. Pear called 梨子, but in Taiwanese means 来啊, so means come. And death is not a good thing, and we won't want it to come again and again. So we won't use 来啊 because its name will become a symbol and metaphor to maybe you want someone to, you hate someone, you maybe could put on it. And then is pineapple, the left one. Pineapple in Taiwanese, I know you guys know, is called online. And online means come frequently and variously. So it's definitely not suitable for ceremony to use it. And I will introduce you the reason of sugar apple. Because you guys could tell the figures and shape of sugar apple. It looks like similar. It looks similar. Because there's a Taiwanese god called 释迦牟尼, and his head is just look like sugar apple. So Taiwanese people think it is really not respect if you put sugar apple on a table, because it means you put the god's head on the table and let the people eat. So it's not suitable. And then I will introduce you the fourth culture. And the fourth culture is if there's anyone who died in your house, like your grandfather or grandmother, you cannot cut your hair or even put on any makeup. Because Taiwanese people believe if you feel sad and very sorrow, you won't have this kind of time and mood to put on makeup and make yourself look beautiful, or even go to salon to dress fancy. And Taiwanese people think you should pay respect to the dead people. So during the funeral, you cannot do haircuts, makeup, or this one. I don't know how to speak English. Sorry. And so in Taiwanese funeral culture, we won't cut hair and put on makeup during the ceremony. It is not respect and it is not good.
Okay, my dear classmates, I know that you have all know more basic concepts of the Taiwan funeral culture. But
there's something that you have to be careful.
something you cannot do,
Something if you do,
and that is the taboo.
and now we will introduce you taboo 1. And we will see the video first. Please wait a minute. Charlene has some trouble.
guys know what will happen if you didn't avoid the animal, especially cat, jumping over the body.
In Taiwanese funeral culture, people have to take care of the body whole night to prevent the body be harmed by outside power. For example, from animals, especially cats. Yes, you guys see. And Taiwanese people believe that cats will shock the dead body, and then he or she become alive and become zombies, which we call 尸变. And next, we will introduce you Taboo 2. And I know most of you in this classroom hate cockroach and those nasty insects. However, in some situations, you have to love it.
Taiwanese cockroach, touch your heart.
And we will see the video.
In Taiwanese culture, that people believe that the death of the guider, which means 死神, will change into different objects, such as, for instance, such as insects, which including cockroach. So, my dear classmates, whenever you are in funerals, please, when you saw them, love it, hug it, cherish them nice when you saw them in the funerals. Because if the dead people didn't get into the underworld on time, they will be lost forever in the real world. And that is why there are many ghost stories of haunted house in nowadays. And next, the last one. Excited?
Yes.
I'm sorry, no videos. Have you ever heard of someone calling you at your back? Maybe it's your parent, maybe it's your friend or your siblings. But sometimes it's not always your friends or not always humans are calling you. So should you answer? Should we answer? I know that you all guys have the experience of commanding by your parents, especially grandparents, telling you that never answer the voice from your back. Because in ancient times, people often die not in peacefully. When they call you, they are trying to exchange your body, that you became pinned to go into the underworld, especially in funeral, where the place, the dead and the life got the close in distance. So my dear classmates, whenever you are in funeral or whenever you pass through some funeral place, please, 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 never answer the voice from your back, or
Here's the video of it.
And it's really the end. So to conclusion, we suggest you guys and Taiwanese people should not avoid to talking and discussing about death or even funeral, because everyone will face the death in some day. Maybe a long time, but you have to face it. And we need to build a right attitude and concept of funeral and death. Also, funeral is just a ceremony. And it is not only for dead people to have time to say goodbye to the others, but also for the family members and friends to have time accepting the truth of the death. What's more, in the process of funeral, family members and friends could memorize and recall all the joyful and memorable memories with the one who goes first. So what's more, if there is a celebration of welcoming the new born life, there is the ceremony to memorize the dead people at the ending of the life. Because life is limited, we should appreciate fully every moment in our life. I'm Avis. I'm Linda. I'm Yolanda.
I'm Jolene.